In Lost Spring, Anis Jung weaves together heart-wrenching narratives of children entrapped in the vicious cycle of poverty, yearning for a semblance of childhood that slips through their fingers. The first part of the chapter, "Sometimes I Find a Rupee in the Garbage," introduces us to Saheb, a young boy bound to the slums of Simapuri near Delhi. Saheb's family migrated from Dhaka, Bangladesh, in search of a better life, but found only the same relentless poverty they sought to escape. Each day, Saheb sifts through the refuse, hoping to unearth something of small value, a momentary shimmer of joy in his bleak existence. Saheb's life is emblematic of the dire conditions faced by countless children. When Anis Jung questions Saheb about attending school, his response strikes a chord of tragic irony. There are no schools in his community, but he promises to go if one is built. This highlights the systemic failure that deprives children like Saheb of educational opportunities. Despite his clear desire for learning and a better life, the social structure around him offers no tangible support. His dream of education contrasts starkly with the daily reality of scavenging, underscoring the cruel paradox that defines much of rural and urban poverty in India. The turning point in Saheb's story comes when he secures a job at a local tea stall. Anis Jung astutely observes that while Saheb now earns a small wage, he sacrifices much more than he gains. His former days of rag-picking, though harsh, were marked by a certain freedom and intermittent bursts of joy, symbolized by the occasional rupee found in the garbage. The tea stall job, though providing a steady income, strips Saheb of his childhood innocence and autonomy. He is now tethered to a monotonous routine, his dreams dimmed by the drudgery of work. Through Saheb's journey, Jung sheds light on a harrowing reality: the loss of childhood not through natural progression, but through economic and societal impositions. Saheb's innocence is not just lost but taken, replaced by the premature burden of survival. The story prompts readers to reflect on the systemic inequities that trap children in cycles of poverty, denying them the basic human right to a carefree and nurturing childhood. Jung's narrative is a stark reminder of the urgent need for structural change to break these chains and offer hope, education, and a true chance at life to the most vulnerable. In the bustling city of Firozabad, famous for its shimmering bangles, lives a young boy named Mukesh. Amidst the narrow lanes and smoky, dimly lit workshops of the glass-blowing industry, Mukesh nurtures a dream that gleams brighter than the bangles he crafts. Unlike Saheb, who once roamed the garbage dumps with a carefree heart, Mukesh dreams not of survival, but of driving cars, of becoming a motor mechanic. It is a dream that defies the generational tradition of his family bound to the fiery furnaces of the glass factories. These factories, though known for their vibrant bangles, hide a darker reality within their walls. The children who work here, like Mukesh, are ensnared in a cycle of poverty and exploitation that feels almost impossible to break. Day after day, they endure the stinging heat and suffocating fumes, their young eyes straining under the harsh glow of molten glass. The work leaves them not only physically scarred, but also hinders their spirit and desires. Dreams like Mukesh's seem to blur and fade amidst the choking reality of their existence. The pernicious nature of this industry lies not just in the immediate dangers, but in its deeply entrenched system that binds these families to their fate. Education, which could be a beacon of hope and transformation, remains out of reach for many of these children. The cost of schooling is an extravagant luxury that many can ill afford, trapping generations within the same cycle of unending labor. Corruption and apathy within bureaucratic structures further cement this fate, ensuring that the young dreams like Mukesh's are stifled before they can blossom. Despite these overwhelming odds, Mukesh clings to his aspirations of becoming a motor mechanic. His determination is a silent rebellion against the life laid out before him. He watches the mechanics at work with a kind of reverence and wonder, seeing in their skilled hands the freedom he longs for. Every turn of the wrench and the hum of an engine to his ears sounds like a chant of possibility. A life where the toxic fumes of the glass factories are replaced by the smell of grease and gasoline. Mukesh's journey is one of resilience and quiet resistance. It highlights the plight of children in Firozabad, but also their unwavering hope. While the glass-blowing furnaces may belch out smoke and brimstone, the spirit of children like Mukesh burns brightly with the fire of ambition and the dream of a better future. Free from the chains of tradition and poverty, they embody the possibility of change, one dream at a time, refusing to let the flames of the furnace extinguish the light within them. In many parts of India, the shouts of children playing in schoolyards are muffled by the sounds of industrious hands, Small and chapped from relentless labor, Saheb and Mukesh, two children trapped in the vice of poverty and systemic exploitation, personify the millions of young lives in India that poverty has cruelly reshaped. Instead of textbooks and toys, their days are filled with the harsh responsibilities of work, forfeiting the golden years of their childhood to the unyielding demands of survival. They dream vividly, yet their aspirations seem as distant as the stars, constantly thwarted by the grim reality that ensnares them. Saheb clings to a dream of education, yearning to swap his rag-picking routine for the pen and paper of a classroom. His wide, hopeful eyes reflect a desire to escape the grimy underworld of garbage, where he toils away each day in search of anything that might fetch a few rupees. But the dream of school remains just out of his grasp, crushed by the weight of poverty and its lingering hold. The daily grind is all he knows, a reality that makes his dreams seem like a cruel joke played by a fate that never intended to be kind. Mukesh, on the other hand, sees salvation behind the steering wheel of a car. He dreams of becoming a driver, navigating the chaotic roads of his bustling city, but feels the heavy chains of tradition holding him back. Born into a family of bangle makers, Mukesh's life is expected to follow the same dimly lit, uninspiring path of those before him. The heat from the furnaces where he works isn't just physical, it's metaphorical, representing an industry that burns away any hope of a different future. Stuck in a cycle of exploitation, Mukesh's dreams clash brutally with the gritty reality of his existence. The stories of Saheb and Mukesh encapsulate the systemic exploitation that traps countless children in a relentless cycle of labor. The invisible web of corruption and familial obligations ensures that many young lives are snuffed out before they can even begin to truly shine. Middlemen skim off the profits and corrupt officials look the other way, solidifying a system that makes escape nearly impossible. The exploitation is so deeply rooted that it seems almost insurmountable, rendering the dreams of children like Saheb and Mukesh as mere fantasies. The injustice and inequality that pervade the lives of these children starkly contrast with the carefree existence of the privileged. While some children enjoy the luxuries of education, playtime, and proper living conditions, others are denied even the most basic rights. Saheb and Mukesh exemplify this harsh disparity, living lives of constant struggle and deprivation. Their stories serve as a somber reminder of the millions who suffer in silence, their potential unrealized, their dreams unfulfilled, in a world that continues to turn a blind eye to their plight. Conclusion. Lost Spring is a heart-wrenching depiction of the lives of poor children in India, showcasing the grim reality of child labor, exploitation, and lost dreams. Through the stories of Saheb and Mukesh, Anis Jung highlights the urgent need for social and economic change to break the cycle of poverty and give children the childhood they deserve.